Good morning. It's Monday. It's April the 20th. I'm Emily Vukovic. It is wet. It is windy. It's cool. Take a look at our radar. You can see the showers really tracking off towards the east. Now, once that cold front comes through this afternoon, the potential for some stormy weather, and I'll talk about that coming up. But first, let's join Kevin Yard. He is live in Vaughan this morning. And Kevin, off camera, I saw you kind of struggling with the umbrella. Wet, windy, and cool. There goes the warm front this morning. In comes the cold front this afternoon, giving us another round of decent rainfall, plus the risk of isolated non-severe thunderstorms. Behind that, temperatures are still going to remain quite cool. We are going to be seeing cooler temperatures tomorrow as well, and that upper level low, it's going to stall out over our region until, well, for the better part of the week, unfortunately. But we should start to see a bit of a clearing trend by Thursday. Thanks, Kevin. Yeah, windy, rainy, cold. Oof, it's just not a great morning to be out, especially compared to the weekend we just had. Here's the radar looking through. As Kevin was mentioning, you can see Hamilton picking up more showers, another wave of moisture coming through. We do have the potential later on this afternoon to see the risk of a few isolated non-severe thunderstorms working their way through the GTA. They're going to be cold front triggered thunderstorms with that warmer air coming in from the south. 5 to 15 millimeters of rain. In the east end, could see 15 to 25, and of course we could see higher amounts if we do see some thunderstorms. Winds are going to be gusting 63 kilometers an hour. That's what they are right now in Newmarket, gusting to 60 through Oshawa, up to 56 for the city of Toronto. Now the wind is going to continue to shift. It's going to hit a more southerly flow by later on this afternoon and in through this evening. And then we've got the cold front coming through. That's going to trigger our isolated non-severe thunderstorms. The winds are still going to be quite gusty throughout the day tomorrow. Sustained 20 to 40 kilometers an hour, gusting 50 to 60, especially down towards the shores of Lake Erie. We are going to continue to see this upper level low pattern continue over the next couple of days. By tomorrow, we're looking at scattered showers, temperatures remaining seasonal before we cool down by the end of the week. Here's Tom with a traffic preview. Thanks, Nathan. I'm Emily Vukovic. It's Monday. It is April the 20th, and I'm hoping you got out to enjoy some of the beautiful conditions this weekend, because this week doesn't look so hot. I'll have all those details coming up in just a moment, but first, take a look at this must-see video. Now, after people have been evacuated from their homes, Nathan Coleman's going to be following that story on the Weather Network throughout the day today, if you don't want to miss it. Today, we do have the risk to see a little bit of active weather. We've been dealing with rain and very gusty conditions this morning, and by this afternoon, we could see some isolated non-severe thunderstorms that are going to be cold front triggered. About 5 to 15 millimeters of rain, certainly not out of the question for Toronto today and into tomorrow. This upper level low has stalled out nicely over southern Ontario, and that's why we're seeing the windy conditions, the cooler conditions. Second wave of rain coming in with the cold front. That's our best chance to see some isolated thunderstorms, and then we do clear out very briefly through the overnight and into the morning, but then scattered showers throughout the day tomorrow. I think the key thing to mention here is that we are not going to be seeing rain every single day. We are going to see breaks of sun and maybe showers here and there, and as we get closer to the end of the week, things will start to clear up and we will return to more seasonal values next week. So we just need to get through this and we'll be okay. Here's Tom now with an update on your commute. Yeah, absolutely. Just pull those covers up a little higher and not go anywhere. All right, thanks, Kevin. Let's take a look at the radar, and you can see the bulk of the moisture really starting to move out through Kingston, off through Brockville, but we're going to see a couple of waves of moisture here. It's not just going to be kind of one round. That one round is finished with us, but now Hamilton's picking up a second round. Toronto's going to get into that very shortly. We do have winds that are gusting up to about 60 to 70 kilometers an hour, especially east and north of the city. The risk of isolated thunderstorms is there throughout the day today when that cold front moves through later on this afternoon. 5 to 15 millimeters of rain, Toronto and south, north and east. We're looking at about 15 to 35 millimeters. The wind is certainly going to be a big story. As you saw Kevin clutching onto his umbrella. We are going to see southeasterly winds, and then they're going to switch to more of a southerly direction as this cold front approaches. Winds sustained 20 to 40 kilometers an hour, gusting up to about 50 to 60. Very similar story throughout the day tomorrow. Winds are going to be still from a southerly flow, but then they will start to change direction as we get closer to the end of the week. This upper level low wants to stall out over our region. It's going to do exactly that. We will see some breaks, however, here and there. Here's Tom now with a quick preview of traffic. You can check out more of those videos at our website, theweathernetwork.com. Thanks for joining us this morning. It is a wet, windy, and cool Monday. It is April the 20th. I'm Emily Vukovic. We have been seeing wet conditions through the overnight. At times, the rain was coming down quite heavy. We saw winds gusting to about 72 kilometers an hour east of the city. That's what's keeping everybody cold. Very cold. I'm sorry, John, what did you say to me? All right, we're going to quickly go to Boston. Today, of course, is the Boston Marathon. It could be very chilly, so good luck to everybody participating. If you know somebody participating, best wishes, that's for sure. All right, Kevin Yard is joining us out in the elements, and I'm giggling because he's really having a hard time holding on to that umbrella. Kevin, today's one of your favorite days. I know it. Time now to dig deep right into the long-range forecast. Thanks for joining us on this Monday, April the 20th. I'm Emily Vukovic. Now, I hope you got out and enjoyed a lot of the weekend. It was sunny, it was mild, it was warm, it was beautiful. Light winds, it was gorgeous for Friday and Saturday. Now, Sunday, we did see some sunshine, but temperatures were much cooler. Well, today, things have changed. Upper level low moving into our area, which means we've got rain and the risk of isolated thunderstorms in place. Now, these are going to be cold front triggered thunderstorms, very isolated, non-severe. We're looking at about 5 to 15 millimeters of rain through tomorrow morning, and it's just going to stay cool all week. I mean, we're seasonal today, we're going to be seasonal tomorrow, but as we get closer to the end of the week, we're really going to feel that chill. Temperatures getting back into kind of mid-single digits. Now for Tuesday, we're going to be brisk and cool, occasional showers. The wind is certainly not our friend this week, that's for sure. Wednesday, it's still going to be fairly windy and scattered showers in the forecast. And by Thursday and into Friday, we're looking at single-digit values. You can check out our website for more amazing videos on science behind the weather at theweathernetwork.com. I'm Emily Vukovic. It's Monday. It is April the 20th. It is wet, it is windy, and it is cool. It is not a great day. It is nothing compared to Saturday. We'll talk about that in a moment, but first, take a look at this must-see video. No tornadoes in the area, thank goodness. Everybody was okay, but still scary to be going through something like that. Now are a similar story for the city of Toronto. We do have some active weather in the forecast for this afternoon. I'll get to all those details, but first let's check in with Kevin Yard. You've been braving the elements all morning, Kevin, and it must be nice you're seeing a bit of a break from the rain right now. You don't have to struggle with your umbrella. All right, thanks so much, Kevin. Yeah, certainly not a great day to be out and about, that's for sure, compared to the weekend, especially where we saw temperatures in the high teens to the low 20s. All right, before we get to more forecast details, take a look at this must-see video. A very scary scenario to have to go through, that's for sure. Rain moving through the GTA right now, through Toronto, through Hamilton, up towards Barrie and in through Aurelia. We're going to continue to see those wind gusts, as Kevin was mentioning, anywhere between 50 and 60 kilometers an hour. The risk is there for a few isolated thunderstorms throughout the day today. When that cold front moves in, it's going to hit that southerly wind. That's going to be a triggering factor, and about 5 to 15 millimeters of rain for south of the city. East and north could see 15 to 35. And if you do see some thunderstorm activity, well, you're going to see more rainfall. Winds are going to be westerly and then switch to southerly, so that's going to help warm up our temperature. Cold front triggered thunderstorms, and behind that, it's still going to be fairly gusty. Here's Tom with a quick preview on traffic. Absolutely not, Kevin. You can just see the rain teeming down in front of you. Yeah, gross day to be out and about, especially on the picket line when you're just out the whole time. We are seeing those showers, as you can see, through the east end of the city into the north. They're going to continue for the better part of the day. I mean, we are going to see breaks, kind of on and off, but for the most part, that upper level low, it's stalling out, doesn't want to go anywhere. Gusty conditions as well. We're seeing gusts up to about 56 kilometers an hour in Toronto, sustained at 44. We do have a cold front approaching later on this afternoon, and once the wind shift from more of a westerly direction to a southerly direction, that is where we could see that increased risk of non-severe, very isolated thunderstorms. 5 to 15 millimeters of rain, certainly possible. East and north of the city, we could see 15 to 35. The winds coming in from a westerly direction until early this afternoon. That's when they're going to start to switch to more of a southerly flow. In comes the cold front, risk of isolated storms. Winds sustained 20 to 40 kilometers an hour. Could see gusts today and tomorrow 50 to 60. Here's Tom with a quick traffic preview. 1 billion acres of green. The world has reached 1 billion acres of green and counting. This is an international movement to protect the planet and secure a sustainable future. It's time we all got into the act.
This weather.
Thanks so much, Chris Sinclair. You can check out more of those videos of science behind the weather at our website, theweathernetwork.com. I'm Emily Vukovic. It is a very wet, windy, and cool Monday morning. It is April the 20th. After a beautiful weekend, we're seeing this. We do have the risk to see some stormy weather, and I'll talk more about that coming up in just a moment. But first, let's check in with Kevin Yard. He has been braving the elements all morning. And Kevin, how's it feeling out there right now? Hi there. Good morning. Thanks for joining us here on the Weather Network. I'm Emily Vukovic. It's Monday. It is April the 20th. It is cold, it is wet, and it is windy. We'll get to those details in just a few moments, but first, take a look at this must-see video. And everybody was okay, but still quite a frightening experience to go through, don't you think? Whew. Well, today we've had some stormy weather of our own, not as intense. We have 5 millimeters. Now, keep in mind that amount could certainly go up if we do see some thunderstorm activity. Kevin Yard has been tracking all around the city today, looking at active weather. He's seen showers, he's seen the wind, and Kevin, right now you're just seeing some light drizzle, and I'm glad to see that because you were really having to struggle with your umbrella at times. Thanks, Kevin. Yeah, that's not going to be a great scenario. Not great for people trying to get around either. A little hydroplaning on the highways, pooling in some areas. It's not a good day. You just want to kind of tuck yourself right back into bed. Okay, we do have that easterly wind coming off the lake this afternoon, but it is going to shift to more of a southerly direction when that cold front comes in, and that is going to trigger our thunderstorms. 20 to 40 sustained winds behind the cold front, gusting up to about 50, 60 kilometers an hour. Very similar story throughout the day tomorrow. We've got this upper level low really stalling out over our area, and that is going to be bringing us showers and cool temperatures for the next couple of days. Tomorrow, it's not going to be a complete washout. We'll see showers, we'll see some overcast, may even see some peaks of the sun. And then for Wednesday, well, we're still going to see some scattered showers. But again, we might see some sunshine as well. It's going to be one of those scenarios. Temperatures stay cool Thursday into Friday, below seasonal right into the weekend. Good morning. Thanks for joining us here on the Weather Network. It's Monday. It is April the 20th. I'm Emily Vukovic. I hope you got out to enjoy some of the beautiful conditions we were having over the weekend and tons of sunshine. It was a great day for it. All right. What has not been so great is the wildfires, but drought and wind are certainly not helping. Now today we've got some wind, but we also have some rain. They could use that in parts of California. Keep us damp and windy and wet. Thunderstorm risk today comes in with that cold front later on this afternoon. We'll have southerly winds coming up. So once that cold front collides with that warmer air, that's where we could see the trigger for thunderstorms. 5 to 15 millimeters of rain east of the city and up towards cottage country. We're looking at about 15 to 35 millimeters. The wind, it's not going to leave us alone. We've got a bit of an easterly wind right now, and that is why it's just so chilly throughout the GTA right now. We are going to see it shift to more of a southerly wind by this afternoon. In comes the cold front, risk of a few isolated thunderstorms, and tomorrow we've got winds that are going to be sustained anywhere between 20 and 40 kilometers an hour with higher gusts, especially along the shores of Lake Erie. Now, once this upper level low decides to start to move out by tomorrow, we're not going to be seeing kind of all day rain. We're going to be seeing showers, breaks of sun, some cloud cover, some showers. That's typically what an upper level low likes to do to us. So for tomorrow, we've got scattered showers in the forecast. For Wednesday, very similar story. And then for Thursday, temperatures will be cooling down, but we're really going to start to clear out. And by Friday, things are finally looking better for the GTA. Thanks, Nathan. I'm Emily Vukovic. It's Monday. It is April the 20th, and it's wet, and it's windy, and it's cool. We've got that set of problems to deal with, but Atlantic Canada has their own set of problems. Now, the issues. We'll talk more about that coming up throughout the day today. Temperature-wise for us, we're not bad. We're cool this morning, but by this afternoon, temperatures are going to be warming up, so it's going to cool down again. We can kind of thank the wind shift for that. Today, we are going to be seeing an easterly wind until it switches to a southerly wind. Once that cold front moves through, that's our chance to see the isolated non-severe thunderstorms. We're looking at about 5 to 15 millimeters, but up through cottage country, we could see kind of 15 to 25. This goes for the east end of the city through parts of Oshawa over towards Scarborough. As you're traveling, if you're hitting the 401 corridor through down through Port Colbert, Port Hope, sorry, and off towards the Kingston, it's going to be very wet and windy today. This week, this is our pattern. We've got cooler temperatures. By the end of the week, we're looking at well below seasonal averages. Tomorrow is going to be brisk and cool with occasional showers. I think the key thing to mention here is that it's not going to be a complete washout, but because this is an upper level low and it's stalling out over our area, it is going to be bringing in showers, wind, very overcast conditions, a little peak of sun. By Wednesday, it's going to be brisk. We've got scattered showers in the forecast, and by Thursday, mix of sun and clouds and chilly. Could see some mixing to areas further north. Hi there, good morning. Thanks for joining us here on the Weather Network. I'm Emily Vukovic. It's Monday. It is April the 20th, and we're seeing wet weather, windy conditions, and cool temperatures. Now, what would you rather, rain or snow? Because that is what they are experiencing in through parts of Manitoba and flurries through Winnipeg. No thanks. I know, we were like, close to 20 on the weekend, and now we're seeing temperatures about 13 degrees, and we're all stressing out about that. That's why we don't live in Winnipeg, Manitoba, right there. Okay, temperatures this afternoon, we're looking at storms more so this afternoon and into this evening once that cold front starts to move in. So Toronto, Guelph, Hamilton, all the way down towards London, everybody is in this. This stretches all the way up towards cottage country as well. Rainfall amounts, 5 to 15 millimeters. Toronto and south, we could see anywhere from 15 to 35 millimeters east of the city, up through cottage country, through Barrie, and up towards Aurelia. The winds are going to be fairly strong. We've got easterly winds coming in off the lake until this afternoon when they switch to more of a southerly flow. And that is going to be giving us that risk for the isolated thunderstorms. Winds sustained 20 to 40 kilometers an hour, gusting 50 to 60. Very similar story for tomorrow. Now, once the bulk of the moisture really starts to move out, we'll get a bit of a break, and then we're going to see another wave coming in with that cold front. That's our risk for the isolated thunderstorms, non-severe in nature. We clear out very briefly through the overnight and into tomorrow morning, and then we're going to see another round of rain. And it's just because it's an upper level low. It's in a very similar pattern to an omega block, so it doesn't want to go anywhere. It's going to stall out over our region for the next couple of days and bring us isolated showers, cool temperatures. We're only going to see a daytime high of about 9 degrees tomorrow, 7 for Wednesday. And then as we get to Thursday and Friday, conditions will start to clear slightly, but temperatures will stay below seasonal. Hi there. Thank you so much for joining us on this Monday. It is April the 20th. It is cool. It is wet. It is windy. I'm Emily Vukovic, and we've been dealing with kind of yucky conditions this morning. Nothing compared to how beautiful our weekend was, well, at least Friday and Saturday. Sunday, wasn't so hot. Literally wasn't so hot. Urgency in some cases. We're going to be following that story throughout the day. I mean, it's something they get every year, but it certainly doesn't get any easier, that's for sure. Kevin Yard is live on location. He's been in different areas around the GTA this morning. It has been wet. It has been windy. And Kevin, the rain has returned, I see. Let's keep our fingers crossed that that westerly wind switches to a southerly wind, which it should, and that also brings in another risk of its own. We do have the risk for some isolated non-severe thunderstorms throughout the day today, mostly late this afternoon and in through this evening. We're looking at about 5 to 15 millimeters of rain. Areas a little bit further north and east, 15 to 35, not out of the question. Here's the wind coming in from the west, switches to more of a southerly direction. That's where we're going to see that risk of isolated non-severe thunderstorms. Winds are going to be sustained 20 to 40 kilometers an hour with gusts a little bit higher throughout the day tomorrow as well. This upper level low is sticking out over our region, and it doesn't want to go anywhere. So it's going to be giving us showers today, in through tomorrow, and in through Wednesday with cooler and gusty conditions. The 119th Boston Marathon, the Grand Canyon to get a mall, and a charging ape breaks zoo glass. This is Noon to Minute. Runners hit the pavement in the 119th Boston Marathon. It's the Grand Canyon getting a mall? And lastly, did you see this? A gorilla charged the glass at a zoo and aquarium in Omaha, Nebraska last week, right as a family, including a little girl, were standing right behind it. It's not clear what set the ape off, although zoo staff said some of the male gorillas had been fighting and may have wanted to show dominance.